That ain't working.
Hey guys, the first 7 minutes of this podcast has strange audio because Kevin's microphone is off because God is punishing him. So if you want to, go ahead and skip ahead 7.5 minutes, and then the audio is back to normal.
Then the audio is perfect because you can hear my voice.
But my audio is great, and I'm telling a great story.
I only said like 4 words during the whole thing.
Exactly.
So
Boom.
fine,
All right.
you know?
We'll see you in 8 minutes. Listen to the whole thing if you want any context.
That's the way you do it.
Turn it up, son.
Turn it up, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it.
What's going on, dude?
You get your ass licked on the MTV.
That's what they're doing now on MTV. I don't even know what they're doing on MTV now.
Hey, folks, welcome to Funny for No Reason at All, starring Bruce Gray, Soupy Gray Ryan, and myself, Kevin Tienken.
Did you ever consider doing a hyphenated last name with your lady?
Fuck no.
Why?
Because I'm a traditionalist, bro.
Whoa.
I follow the Lord's plan.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The Drake song? Lord's plan, Lord's plan, Lord's plan, Lord's plan.
Is he a Christian artist?
No, he's Jewish.
I like the Jews that are like, you know what? Jesus was good. Those are my favorite kinds.
The apologetic type?
Yeah, the Jews for Jesus.
Oh, yeah. What is that? What kind of church is that?
I don't know. It's like because the Jews were the chosen people according to the Old Testament that God chose. But there's been a lot of books about who God chooses. You know, I just wrote a book that says it's me.
It's just Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the guy.
I'm the chosen man.
Chosen Kevin?
Yeah, and that's why the world has been persecuting me so much.
Yeah. You're persecuted because God wants you to. He gives his strongest battles to his shittiest comedians.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Dude,
man.
He's been tempting me.
With what?
Satan's been tempting me with unwanted erections.
Is that true?
Honestly.
An unwanted erection?
I've been getting, I don't know what it is, but I've had so many erections.
I've woke up a few times lately with some of the hardest erections of all time.
I
sleep Winnie the Pooh style.
You do? No pants?
No pants.
See, that's...
Large t-shirt.
Dude,
not size large, just bigger than normal. If it was a size large t-shirt, I would look insane. I'd look like I was wearing a crop top with a huge boner when I woke up.
Dude.
With a skin-ripping boner when I woke up.
That's how you keep your woman happy, though.
Yeah.
Ladies love it when the skin rips.
When your dick has stretch marks?
They go, I want to see the shine on it.
Yeah.
I want to see the skin so tight you can see your reflection in it. That's most of the women I date are black men.
Dude, you know, I forgot a story. A story I had to tell you is did a show this weekend.
Is this a good look, by the way?
Yeah, my grandpa used to sit like that. It always bothered me. That doesn't hurt your nuts?
Well, my nutsack is so long. I mean, my nuts are by my knee.
You can maneuver it.
They really are.
You can maneuver it any way you need to maneuver it.
It's hard. Like if you try to I could squeeze like my nut tubes.
Don't need to.
I'm not going to do it, but
tubes.
I could, but I can't. You know, to try to actually have you ever tried to just hold your own nut, like to try to? It moves. It's very elusive.
Why don't you try to hold mine and see what happens?
Okay.
I don't know. It's cold outside. This might be a good day to grab them.
If it's cold, it's much easier.
It's a rainy day, dude. I had tomato soup and grilled cheese right before this. Now I'm drinking a coffee. They're showing the apartment down the hall and you struck up conversation, and they told you it's the same price as my apartment, even though it's a 1-bedroom and mine's a 2-bedroom. I said that's a bad fucking sign.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. Okay, your story.
Oh, okay. So I did the show this weekend. Sorry, dude. I do shows every night. People are begging. People are begging to hear my comedy. People want me to go up there and be like, "Oh, what the fuck? What's up?"
Could you do Matt Rife stuff?
Yeah, I would if I could.
The only problem with my stand-up is that I never have any heckling. Nobody's ever heckled me.
Well, your comedy isn't designed to be heckled.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, he tweeted a thing.
Most people, the only heckle I will get is people will yell, "That's the best thing I've ever seen."
They're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Well,
good.
I mean, I don't have any issue with him. He's a nice guy. I don't think he's hilarious, but he's been nothing but polite to me ever.
Yeah, he's always been.
So it's like I'm not somebody who's like, well, I want this guy to if he whatever him doing the thing he's doing has nothing but probably eventual positive impact on me.
Absolutely.
The only thing that he's doing is introducing people who would like comedy to comedy, and I think that's fine.
And it makes it acceptable to not do material, which is the best part.
But I mean, he once he started this new big tour he's on, he tweeted after a few of the first shows and was like talking shit about people. This did make me laugh. Like talking shit about people yelling out. Being like, why is it? Stop yelling out at all the shows. And I was like, damn, this is a biblical moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's
the guy from the end. I know I talk about it a lot, but it's the guy from the end of the episode of the Twilight Zone who just wanted to read. And then finally he has all the time. Everyone else is gone from Earth. He has all the time his books, and he looks down to start reading the first book, and his glasses fall and they break.
Dude, wow.
It really is.
That is true. That is very true.
He's licking the outside of my coffee. Stop that.
Yeah, that would be very annoying. Okay, so you're
Oh, okay.
You're on the road. You're
So let me just tell you that this
you're
book.
better than me, I
But
get
Mike
it.
didn't sit.
I make everything about me. Yeah, it's your story. Yeah, I get it. You're better than me. No, it's fine.
So I don't mind Taylor Swift. I think that people that love Taylor Swift are psychotic.
Yeah.
I think people that are like psychotic, like that. If somebody loves Taylor Swift, I know exactly what kind of person they are. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think she's fine.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
With somebody who is obsessed with her, I know there's nothing, like you know everything about them immediately.
Yes.
And so, but I don't mind Taylor Swift. But I think this weekend.
I disagree.
No, I completely agree with what I said. But you know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're doing that thing that it's good to do as a comedian where you just speak in more extremes.
But there's not very. If somebody's obsessed with Taylor Swift, they're usually not a very nuanced person.
Yeah, you know everything about them. This is
You
where
pretty
I
much
try to
do.
stop a story dead in its tracks by being nitpicky. Like if you know somebody's a Taylor Swift fan, what's their date of birth? I mean, you don't know. You don't know.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So, but this weekend, I think that I finally understand what Taylor Swift music is made for.
Okay.
So without going into too many details, did a show over at in Oregon, a little bit outside of Portland, let's say 2.5, 3 hours. And we rode over there, me, Kelly, and a friend of ours, and his girlfriend. Very nice, non-comedian, very nice person. And during the trip, they have a flare-up, you know, and they end up splitting up. They break up. They break up. And that's totally their business.
In the car?
No.
But did they split up before the car ride or after?
Between two car rides.
Jesus.
So we got there. They broke up there.
Were they staying with you?
In a different hotel room.
Wow.
So
That's brutal.
then
Okay.
Kelly was spending the next 2 days in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And this was the plan all along. She was going to hang out with her friend in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And I was going back to Portland.
Right.
So
Right.
that next morning.
All right, so you're in a car.
So then the whole plan all along was for Kelly to go to Seattle with a friend of hers the day after. And so Kelly goes up there. So then I'm riding back. And the plan all along was that I'm riding back with the couple.
Jesus.
And so then it ends up, it's me and the couple, the former couple, riding back 3 hours to Portland. In a beautiful Tesla SUV, and
Beautiful Tesla.
And so
one of the best.
Riding back, and then the lady, the guy, very quiet, leaving all the conversation up to me.
Of course.
Doesn't say a word.
Jesus Christ.
So then the lady starts blasting Taylor Swift. And I don't know if you ever listened to Taylor Swift lyrics, but she's doing the song, you know that song Bad Blood, where it's like,
Yeah.
and baby, now we got bad blood.
Is she just looking
And
in the
we
back at
used to
him?
be-" No, he was in the front seat.
Is she just staring? In the
I
back
was
of
sitting
the
behind
side?
her. He was in the front seat.
Damn, was he driving?
No,
Who
she was driving.
She was driving.
And it got spooky a few times. I was like, and we're driving.
I just don't even want to live anymore.
Dude, seriously, that was the thought I had. Because we're driving Highway 26 in Oregon. I don't know if you've ever been to the coast in Oregon from
Yes.
Portland.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a 2-lane highway.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's foggy. It's spooky. It's raining. I was like, we might just die. She's a nice person. But in my head, I was like, maybe she's just gonna call it.
Nice people, you know. That
I know.
Emotional trauma.
I know it.
I get it, dude. If my girl broke up with me on a road trip to Portland or vice versa, I'd pull that wheel. I'd pull that wheel.
Well, it's a Tesla, so it would be funny because if you tried to pull it, it'd go.
Yeah. Seek emotional help.
Yeah, it would pull over, give you therapy, pull up BetterHelp app. But so then this Taylor Swift music is playing, and it's like, you did this to me. I thought you were someone to be trusted. You are a bald piece of shit. Dude, it's literally like
I'm a perfect woman taking no
Dude,
responsibility.
it is crazy. And it's like that song right there. It's like, so we're gonna be forever, and we're gonna go down in flames. And you can tell me when it's over. Whoop. And it's like, I got a list of ex-lovers. They'll tell you I'm insane. And she's belting it.
She's singing it?
Oh, baby. Belting.
Dude, what the fuck?
I was texting, I was in a group chat.
Is this all? Did you have to drive from Portland to California? Just to the airport?
No, just from the coast back to Oregon. 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Plus a stop at a supercharger.
And Kelly's like, Bruce, I'm going to stay. Go ahead.
She went up to...
That's not what Kelly sounds like.
She went to Seattle with her friend. So then it's just me in the car.
Bye, Bruce.
Literally.
Have fun.
Kelly was sitting in the lobby of the hotel whenever we left. And when we drove by, I saw her and I texted her and just said goodbye.
It's been nice knowing
I just
you.
said goodbye. That's all I said.
Jesus.
And... dude, so
so she's blaring that song and singing at the top.
I thought you were someone to be trusted. And then that's literally the moment I realized what Taylor Swift music is for. And that was, I texted Kelly and Allie in a group chat. I was like, this is a once in a lifetime moment to have a realization this deep of what a specific musical artist is aiming for with her music.
Yeah, dude, cut to... a period of time from now, God forbid, you ended up in a breakup and I get in your car and you said it was going to be forever. And I'm like, Bruce?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what Taylor Swift music is for.
Dude,
Because baby, now we got bad blood.
She has as many number ones, if not more, than anybody else. That's fucking
No, she
insane.
she doesn't have the most number ones, dude. Garth Brooks does.
Dude, she's up there, though.
No,
she's way up.
She's very talented. And I've said this before. I would enjoy going to a Taylor Swift concert just to see the spectacle of the whole thing because everyone says it's incredible. The thing that would bother me is how fucking insane all the people are. Like, it's a cult.
Yeah, you get pretty extreme with these views about the cult of Taylor Swift.
I mean, have you ever seen any of these videos?
Dude, I
people
get
literally screaming at the top of their lungs, laying on the ground, crying because she played a song that wasn't planned.
Yes.
Like people face down sobbing.
It's wild.
Thousands of people in the parking lot outside of the stadium who weren't able to get a ticket.
Do you think
she goes into a restaurant in like Cape Cod?
Yeah.
1,000 people show up outside of the restaurant. Cops are like hitting people with batons.
And she's like, I just want to get a bowl of clam chowder.
She's maybe the most famous person since Michael Jackson. She's probably more famous than that.
She definitely
She's
is.
more famous than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. At the height, maybe. Yeah, probably. She's up. I mean, it's very similar. Like, I've been told by a lot of people.
And she's fucking kids.
Yeah.
No, she seems she seems nice. I don't know anybody. I know a few people I think who know her, but not like really well.
Yeah. Welcome back to Talking Taylor.
Maybe this is a Taylor Swift podcast.
Listen.
I would like to date her next.
I mean,
That'd be so sick.
write my name.
Hey, put my name in there. It'd be so funny if I started dating. Do you know? How,
I can't imagine like being in a sexual relationship with Taylor Swift and having to explain to her that it's just me. It's not her. I'm like, baby, look, it's not you.
This is great.
This is great. This is pretty awesome. But
it would be so funny.
I'm 42.
If
I get
me or
erections when I don't need them.
If me or you started dating Taylor Swift, the way that people would talk about us online, her fans, the way that her fans would pick, because that's what they do.
Yes.
They would pick apart every little thing you've ever done. We're like, her boyfriend right now, Travis Kelce, great guy. Him and his brother do a great podcast. He's a terrific football player.
Yeah.
But he, one of their fans, it was a big thing. One of the fans, do you know what he looks like?
I'm looking it up right now.
He's a cool dude. I've met him.
Have you really?
Guam gave him COVID. I swear to God.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember?
Yes.
Whenever he's a place with Travis Kelce. Kelce. He's a good looking guy.
Don't wait for me to look.
Him and
this
his
up.
brother do a great podcast. His brother's very funny too.
Oh yeah,
His brother got the short end of the stick.
good looking.
As a joke, people voted his brother into the top 5 of sexiest man alive. Do you know his brother? Have you seen his brother?
No.
They're both like actually funny. So there was a video of like him getting in a fight in like a game or like in practice, and people were like, Taylor Swift is in danger because like she's in danger. This is an unstable man. He's violent, and it's like it's so like I'm telling you,
I would love that if
people are out of control.
Dude, if I
These
mean,
fans are these people that are obsessed with Taylor Swift they have problems.
I agree. I've never understood fandom.
It's
like fandom. Period.
It's the same. It's a very the pipeline from Disney adult to Taylor Swift fandom is very direct.
Well, dude, like even like Elvis, the Beatles, all
But
that shit.
yeah,
like,
but
that's super. But listen,
Elvis was a sexual thing. Elvis
bit.
was a sexual thing, and people saw him up there gyrating his hips, and that made people feel a certain way.
Yeah,
this is
horned
something
up.
else.
They got horned up, but I've never had like an idol that was like
Not even Jesus.
I mean, honestly, that's probably why I couldn't stick around at the church, because I would, at the end of the day, I've always been able to approach famous people as human beings, you know, for the most part, until they remind me that they're huge pieces of shit, which most of them have. But
no, see, famous people, in my experience, most famous people that I've met, and I've met some pretty famous people, have been very polite and very easy to be around.
Oh, initially, yes.
But it's the people around them that I've had the biggest issue with.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate people who big time. I don't like big timers, even if they are big time. Like I just don't love it.
But big timers are always like medium, medium famous people.
Has there
are
ever
the
been
big
somebody
timers.
that
like Tiffany Haddish is a big timer,
Yes,
and she's like not that famous in the grand scheme of things.
right. Have you had anybody that you were starstruck by?
Bryce Harper, the baseball player.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Were you just say, hey, Bryce?
I was like flirting with him almost. I swear to God. I was almost like, oh, whoa. It made me feel a certain way.
Were you questioning your affiliations?
It was whenever I worked at All About the Bread, and you're not allowed to add extra meat to the 5-meat Italian sandwich, and he asked to add turkey to it, and I was like, yeah, shut up. And so I had to go in the back and in Spanish had to go tell because as soon as the ticket came in, someone comes up to me, starts bitching me out in Spanish, and I'm like, no. I was like, it's good, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mas
turkey.
But that's what I'm way more starstruck by athletes than by celebrities because of how many celebrities that I've have been like even like seeing Kim Kardashian in person. The only thing I thought is she is very short.
Yeah, she is pretty short.
Or even I met Puff Daddy.
He's short.
He's not that short.
He's shorter than I am. Should see him laying down.
But he was cool, like very quick interaction.
Well, like,
but I wasn't. I didn't get the starstruck feeling.
Yeah, well, I get it because athletes have been tested. They had to compete for where they're at, also, which holds higher regard for me within fame in general. Because, like I was telling you the other day, like there's literally a guy who has almost 2 million followers because his neck is wide online, and there's fame like that, and there's people that are like.
So you'd be starstruck by wide neck?
No, I would the opposite. Because I see people getting fame for the most mundane, most bullshit. Kim Kardashian is admirable in her business efforts, but the reason she's famous kind of takes it out for me a little bit, which is, I mean, in a nutshell, that she's incredibly attractive. I mean, she has a certain amount of value, of course. She's
incredibly attractive, and her mother is an incredibly conniving business person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner's the fucking mastermind of all of it.
Is she?
Of all of her entire family. She's a genius.
Even Dad?
Yeah, she cut his cock off.
Wow. What a move.
So you're going to cut your cock off? It's going to go down in my...
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah, that type of stardom doesn't really do it for me. It's also a thing of like too, because like I've met comics that I absolutely adored and been blown away by their level of talent on stage. but I'm still able to engage in. I don't feel that type of anxiety. I'm almost in my mind. I'm strategizing what they're used to, what would make them feel comfortable, what would make them feel uncomfortable, so that I can say, "Hey, I usually if I can say like if I saw you and you were, like you're gonna be in 3 months. I'm predicting this.
3 months.
A huge star, because your LSD mushrooms clip just goes to 10
The
billion.
stratosphere.
The stratosphere.
10 million across all platforms, folks.
Yeah,
Hop
dude.
on the train.
Big time. It's good shit. But that I would tell you, I'd be like, hey, I love that fisherman joke. That I really liked how you did that, and you
You know what I'd
eased
say?
into
I'd say,
this.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, see, and then I'd
Get
be
me
like,
a
Bruce Gray's bad. He's
Give me
a mean
sparkling
guy.
water.
I was
no,
trying to
I
be
know.
nice.
I didn't get what you're saying, and I'm trying to think maybe that I am overselling my own whatever, because I think that the difference between like starstruck and having a certain level of anxiety whenever you're talking to a famous like a famous
Yeah, yeah.
person, in my mind that's a little bit different, because I think that's it's less starstruck and it's more just like what you're saying of trying to meet them in the middle somewhere.
Yes.
And so that they're comfortable, but that they also don't think you're weird.
I try to approach everybody as a human being, more than anything, because I think I don't think it feels good. And if it does for some people to be treated like a god or whatever, I think there's something fundamentally wrong with that person's psyche. But I don't think most people, for the most part, want to be approached like, oh my God, you're so great.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
But I think it's also
can you touch me?
What you're saying of like especially whenever it's a comedian and they have a certain level of like comedic talent, you're still, because there's even people that aren't famous that I think are like great comedians.
Oh, absolutely.
That I feel that same thing that you're talking
Dude,
about.
I watched Zach Chapeloni's set last night right before yours at the Comedy Store, and was like, God, this guy's fucking hilarious. Like the way his mind works. And Zach doesn't have huge notoriety, but I feel like if I saw him and then Mark Maron go up, I would probably, I wouldn't feel that much different as far as like a fan.
Yeah.
Between the two, like the person's fame level holds very little weight to me. And I guess it's because like in my mind, I criticize people who are famous. Like in my mind, I'm like, I don't, I'll see somebody, I'm like, yeah, they're fine. I don't understand why everybody seems to be in love. Kind of like the Taylor Swift thing, even though she does write amazing songs. And at some point you have to go, well, if everybody is saying that they're great, if these millions of people are saying they're great, I might be wrong in my assessment, which has happened to me.
50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong.
Dude, that's the truth. Like that is the truth. We got into that discussion with Todd a little bit, where I think he completely misunderstood what I was saying, where I was like, yeah, I don't like some people, but you have to at some point be like, you have to see the reason that there's mass appeal and use that in your own career, as opposed to being like, Hitler was popular.
Yeah.
So is that.
But also, so like, even like almost to contradict myself in what I was saying earlier, like I met Charlie Crockett.
Yeah.
At
I met Charlie Brown.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you scamper. Like, where's your smelly friend?
Yeah, I pulled a football out of his way.
But I met Charlie Crockett, and I know enough from being around certain types of people that he's my favorite musician.
Yes.
And I knew enough to just be like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? You guys ripped it out there. Like, that was really fun. Thanks. It was me, Cooper Lyden, Vokey, Don Barris, and him. Yeah. And which is a very fun, very interesting bunch to be around. But I knew enough in the moment to be like, I probably should have in hindsight asked for a picture, because he would have been like, yeah, no problem. But we were like backstage at Jimmy Kimmel, and so I didn't want to be like weird or whatever. We were right outside. We were hanging in like this lounge near their dressing room, but we were just like met really quick, and I was just like, oh, you guys ripped it out there, man. It was great. And then it was like, oh, cool, thanks. Like, appreciate it.
But I think that's perfect.
No,
like,
but I knew
make him feel awkward.
But I knew that if I pushed it any farther, and I was like, yeah, man, yeah, I saw you at Crystal Palace in Bakersfield, and when you did that cover of Yesterday's Wine by Merle Haggard and George Jones, that was awesome.
That could have been good.
It's like he would, because then he's just like, oh yeah, cool. Oh, cool.
Then I followed you to Tulare.
Yeah,
you got a Clamato at the AMPM, and man, what a great choice, man! I just want to tell you, you got great taste,
man. That field recordings album you did, where you recorded it at a like a barn in Humboldt County, and that Stolen Jewel song.
You're like,
that was awesome.
you're the best. You're the greatest, man. You're a god. You're my god. I mean, I worship you. You know, I mean, I'd kill for you.
Yeah,
I'll kill myself. if you want. I mean,
yeah. Turned into Stan.
yeah.
But I think that maybe that's also something you learn from being around certain types of people, that I knew that the best thing I could do is just make it easy and quick and not dive into how big of a fan I am.
I'll tell you this. I was thinking about this while you were saying that, because I would majorly fanboy out for some people that most people probably don't even know.
Boy George.
Yeah, Boy George. No, I would, like, if I saw Dave Weckl on the street, who's this just phenom jazz drummer and has been for 40, 50 years. He's amazing. I would be very awkward in front of a guy who's already incredibly awkward. He's a drummer.
I could see that.
Or like if I saw Wynton Marsalis, who's this brilliant trumpet player, or like there's some guys that because when I was in junior high and high school, those guys, I worshiped those guys. Like as far as like fanning out, and just because it was also like the same thing with like the sports stuff where you watch an athlete and you're like, I could never do that, but maybe you're playing baseball, but you know, so I'm playing drums and I'm just like, how the fuck does he do that?
But
like,
it's the same thing where like versus like big comics or like big entertainers, you're kind of like, oh, we're like, even though we're on different levels or whatever, we're kind of in the same thing. But it's like Bryce Harper is somebody that like on the biggest stage delivers and is like an absolute dog, and is super swagged out with it, and like in front of 60,000 screaming people is like hitting a home run to send his team to the world. Like he's the man. He's
it's amazing.
Definitely beyond my favorite baseball player.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, even with comics, because I'm like, try to follow me, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, I'll talk about my kids, and the audience. Some women just take their tops off and throw them at me.
You're dead.
And I'm dead.
But yeah, I mean, I completely get that. Because like on that same level where it's like, even like Fahim, who's like somebody who I know him. I've opened for him. I've like hung with him quite a bit. And even now, like, he's such an incredibly good comic that I can. Yeah. You're like fighting that urge to be like, yeah, totally.
Dude, I've done that with Eddie a couple of times, Eddie Pepitone, because I spend so much time with the guy, but I still, like, he still blows me away. Then there have been a couple of times where
he still blows me.
Where I'll just be like, man, you're so great. Like, and it's like, nah, stop it. I'm like, nah, you really are. You're great, man. Thanks. I appreciate you.
But even like whenever I had hung with Chevy Chase just for like a little bit, I knew where I was like, oh man, this is like one of the best comedic actors of all time. Like, this is insane. But I knew, based on his attitude and the way that he communicates, I knew that it would almost make him feel more comfortable if I kind of did that back to him. And was like, no, fuck you. Yeah.
Well, his son-in-law, works at the studio that I record out with Eddie.
Oh yeah.
And so we've had a couple of good conversations, and I mean, the guy has been so inundated with fame for so long that I think that's the best way to approach it. It's just like, he's just another guy. Enjoy being around him and whatever, because he was telling me that he's haunted by every time he goes anywhere, he just hears people going, Chevy Chase, Chevy Chase, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that would be
that's haunting.
Yeah, that's brutal. Like after a while, like you can't go anywhere. And then there's also a lot of negative press about the guy, so people think they're like, oh, I know, I'm a piece of shit or whatever. Like I couldn't imagine. So in a situation like that, you're just like, hey, you want a beer? Just be a regular dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a pretty regular guy. I told you, whenever I got passed, him and his wife were dropping them off at the Comedy Store, his son-in-law and daughter, and they were like, it was as I was like walking up, and then daughter, son-in-law were like, oh, congratulations, and then Chevy was like, Bruce, and I was like, and he's like, I couldn't hear him, and I was like, oh, sorry, what? And he goes, I said congratulations, and he goes, stupid cocksucker. And then the car took off. It was very funny.
That's great.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, that's exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because that's wild. It is an interesting thing about being in LA, because especially like friends from Fresno who are just like, dude, you're in the mix. Like, you're in the mix. You're seeing, like, I saw you in the back there talking to this person or that person. And I'm, you know me, I'm always a ray of sunshine when it comes to like where I feel that I'm at in the grand scheme of things career wise, and they're just like, yeah, but you're in the same room, like you said hi to Mark Maron, and I'm just like that. It's not doing anything for me, pal. Like, you're right. It is very cool. It's neat.
Well, it's something that wears off. Where at a certain point that did something to you.
Yes.
Give you a stiffy.
Big old stiffy. An unwanted one.
Diffy, dude.
Dude, let me tell you something about these unwanted boners that I, you probably couldn't hear.
Hey, folks, our first sponsor today of the podcast is Unwanted Boners.
Unwanted Boners, new album out now.
What is this thing about Unwanted?
No, you were talking about, Pooh Bear in it, because because I'll wake up and it'll be there, it'll be, or I'll, it'll just pop, it'll happen.
You're like, ow, 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 ow.
If I am alone, just pulling it out, it's nice.
It alleviates the
and it usually will go away after. I get scared. It's like a groundhog or something. It sees its shadow and it goes back in its hole. But yeah, I was literally yesterday, I was sitting in my living room and I'm just, I'm getting ready to come over here and hang out. And I get, I love doing this podcast so much.
So you get all riled up.
I get all riled up. I get all horned up and excited. No, but I had to just sit on the couch and just pull it out of my zipper and just wait for a little while, until it went away so I could leave the house.
Your kids are in front of you watching TV. Kids, don't turn around.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I'm disgusting.
Well, that was a dynamic I used to talk about as like when you have little kids and they don't know anything.
Oh yeah, I'd be dong out all the time.
Well, no, I don't dong out, but I'm definitely wake up in the morning to go pee, and you're walking out and you got a fucking boner or whatever. You don't realize a kid's awake, and then you got a 3-year-old looking at your dong. It's just like
3's fine.
Yeah, well. I mean, I still have memories of showering with my dad.
I bet you do.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, better not talk too much about it. You're going to get all fucking hurt.
No. get all engorged again.
Get all hurt, dude.
No, but I think it's a good thing to it's a good thing to, when you're little, there's so much innocence there, So it's like, hey, I'm taking a shower, with dad. And you have this faint memory of your dad's huge hog, and that stays with you. Yeah. And it instills a level of respect.
You should
that's important.
For old time's sake, shower up with your son.
Just now that he's 15?
One more for the road.
Stop talking shit.
Yeah. What do you think, son?
What do you think?
One more time.
Dude, I can't even get my wife to shower with me anymore.
Anymore? Why not?
Its shower's too small, and we've gotten more practical in our old age. Because back in the day, hopping in the shower with each other was a real treat.
I think
sanctified by God.
I think it's very practical. What do you mean it's sanctified by God?
Look, God loves it.
Saving water?
No, well, just me boning my wife in a shower. He's a big fan
of just the shower.
He likes it. He likes it in a shower. He likes it.
Well, you're saying boning.
Yeah, just the boning in general.
I'm having a lot of platonic showers with my old lady, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just practical. It's easy. We're in a rush.
It is pretty nice.
You wash my corn, I wash yours.
Do you scrub the back? Does she scrub your back?
Scrubs my front, pal. No, dude.
She lift up all the rolls.
Dude, no, she lifts up all my balls.
Dude, I got a new suction cup.
Dildo in the shower.
Now I got a suction cup hook so I can put my big horsehair brush in the shower.
Is that true?
Now. Oh yeah, I got a new horsehair brush, it's probably not horsehair, but it is coarse. And when I get out of the shower, my skin's just red because I'm just like in there like disciplining myself for all my sins as I scrub, every inch of my body with basically a steel wool. But I got to get the sins off. I got to get them out and scrub all the grossness out.
Yeah, I know. I get that. How can you live with yourself?
Do you use a face mask ever?
What do you mean?
Like a mask, where they put it on and they peel it off?
Pretty rarely. I'd say a couple times a year.
They're pretty great.
Do that. I do the nose strip quite often.
The one where you rip it out?
Yeah, we're not supposed to rip it. You're supposed to pull it slowly.
Oh, the nose strip, like for blackheads on your. Oh, I see. I was thinking of like nose hair.
No, dude, I'm not
Stuff.
fucking ripping my nose hair out.
I want to go to one of those barbers where they.
We were talking about that last night, where they do the wax. I mean, I see.
The wax in the ear is fine, but I'm talking about because the guy. I'm not talking about those specifically because that looks painful. I'm talking about the guys where the guy's literally like slapping his chest, and then he gets like he scrubs his whole face, and then he's like. And he like flicks the ear really fast. Have you seen that?
Yeah, but I think you're doing the thing where they got the popsicle stick.
I don't want that,
You need that,
bro. Can I tell you something? I shave my nose hairs quite frequently.
I only do whenever I realize I need to.
It increases with age. The nose hair is a problem.
What the fuck do you know?
But I hate it because I'll get the thing, I'll trim it all out, and then it gets itchy, and then I'll do like this. And then the stubble will scratch the inside of my nose.
Yeah.
And then now I got a bloody nose because of my stubble and stuff.
Ew.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's no
I've been
good.
getting. I think I got an earwax problem, and I think I think this is a thing I thought about.
Mark
the
time
other
for
day.
a clip on this one.
I think it's because of flying often. Because whenever you get off the plane, I had it so bad yesterday. I had to stop on my way to the Uber at the airport in the bathroom and go into my toiletries bag and use a Q-tip in my ear.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it on the plane,
Dude,
but I thought people would get mad at me.
yeah, you don't want to do that on a plane.
I would have.
Public ear cleaning is frowned upon in the United States.
Whatever, dude. Fuck everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody can suck my dick.
there is no better feeling. Did I ever tell you the first time I ever used a Q-tip?
No.
This is a true story. I was with the small group Bible study that I was a part of. It was a co-ed, and we were staying at a cabin. And before everything got started, the girls it was me and these two girls that were leading the Bible study, and one of them brought like groceries home, and they had Q-tips, and the girls like, and I'm probably, I don't know, 20, 21 maybe.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And you do?
I just know it's gonna come out black.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. It was very bad, and one of the girls threw up in the sink.
Because of how bad it was?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, I have never been more embarrassed. That is the most embarrassing moment of my life. Is literally like, I've never used the Q-tip. Give me one of those things.
It did it in front of everybody?
And I'm in there and I pulled it out. I looked at it. I was like, oh, and then Lindsay looks at it. Oh, and she throws up in the sink.
Vomits.
Throws up in the sink.
What's
dude.
up with ladies throwing up in the sink? My lady just threw up in the sink the other day at the hotel.
It was just there. It was there. What,
Ladies,
what did you do?
I didn't do anything.
What'd you do?
I fucking cleaned it up is what I did because I'm a good guy.
She's just not feeling well. She's drinking.
She's got all kinds of shit going on.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing for me. I usually, when I do gross things, I'm doing it on purpose to get a rise out of people. At least that's how I used to.
I go Q-tip every day. Every single time I get out of the shower,
I do now.
I'm hitting the Q.
Yeah, I have to.
I hate these people that are like that tell me to not use a Q-tip. You could fucking suck my dick.
Well, that's a little aggressive for a doctor.
No, I do want to. I do want to see the. You ever seen those videos where it's like a guy in like Vietnam on the side of the road who will clean your ears and shit?
No.
That's what I want.
I haven't seen that at all.
Yeah. There's Vietnamese guys that'll like you sit in a chair on the side of the road and they do like a professional ear cleaning for like 2 cents.
This is real?
100%.
You have to go to Vietnam?
Yeah, it's in all kinds of places, but
I definitely do that. I always wanted one of those cameras. You know,
yeah, I don't even
thing
know.
where
I
you
don't
can
need to
pull it
see
out.
what's in there. I just need to get it.
Well, that's
out.
how you get it out. You know, you got to see what's. My ear canals are weird. I've had doctors pull other doctors into the room. Go check this out, because my ear canal goes.
Stick your dick in there.
It goes in, up, and then down, and then there's the eardrum, which is why, because I've also had doctors say, they look very clean. You know, your ear canals look real clean, and I'm like, yeah, they told me not to use a Q-tip, but I use it, and he's like, it seems to be working.
Have you ever had the ear flush?
Yes,
That's crazy.
that's good stuff.
Feels good.
Matter of fact, I had a friend. Well, last time I went camping was
Now I
like,
know you're lying.
I had a friend, Troy. Shout out to Troy. Back in Fresno, we go on an annual camping trip every year, and with me and my buddy JP and Daryl and Scott, and then Troy.
You're doxing everybody.
Oh, dude, I got to shout out my boys. You know, my Fresno boys, most have since moved since then. But we would go, and this guy Troy, who's one of my other friends who went on the camping trip, mentioned this ear cleaning machine that was like one of those clearing out things where it just goes bzzz, bzzz, just like pumps. And he brought it up twice during the trip, and then at like a few days later, he sent all of us a link on Amazon to be like, you really got to try this out. So I think it's life changing, but I haven't done it yet.
You know what I want is that machine. You ever see the commercial for that machine where it's like, because I do the neti pot too, that machine that you see where it fucking shoots water in one side and sucks it out the other. That shit looks nice.
The only thing I don't like about that is there's a reservoir that collects everything. That seems disgusting. Because if you just do a regular, it just goes down.
No, you're supposed to smoke that.
You're supposed to
Get
smoke
you
it?
fucked up,
For
dude.
real, dude?
Nah, there's not even that much of a reservoir.
By the way, speaking of getting fucked up, did you see
a weed California?
my Weed California shirt, dude?
I want to go to fucking crack California.
Heroin Ensenada.
No, dude. And people will talk shit about the neti pot too. People talk shit about the neti pot because there was this one fucking dildo. You boil the water. That's the whole thing. You boil the water, you let it sit. There was some fucking dildo that was doing it with sink water. You got some kind of fucking brain-eating parasite.
Yeah, because
Everyone's like, "Ooh, brain-eating parasite." Like, that's even the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, so I took all the water from my toilet and then I put it up my nose.
Yeah, it's like you're a fucking idiot. Is what you are. Oh, neti pot's great.
Neti pot is great. All right, let me ask you some questions here, Bruce.
Okay.
If you could fuck anybody in the world, who would it be? See, I'm trying to generate clips.
If I could fuck anyone in the world, who would it be?
I don't even like the question.
No.
I hate it as a fact. As a
If
matter
I
of
could
fact.
fuck anyone in the... Probably Donald Trump.
Ooh. Why?
It'd be funny.
Oh my God, here it comes.
It'd be funny, and it's like... This is a thing, too. Where if you were to say, like, a woman... There's plenty of famous hot babes, but there's a million other super hot babes, even maybe hotter babes, that are completely unknown.
See, that's who I'd like to get down with. Somebody who is nurturing, somebody who's very comfortable, somebody who...
She, like, manages a Red Robin.
Yeah, she would give me shit about the weird ring that I have on my belt area.
Yeah, I would think Donald Trump's the person I'd go with.
By the way, do you have a weird ring? Does where your belt goes around?
What are you talking about?
See, I brought this up one time on stage, and man, it got a good laugh.
What are you talking about? Where you like to when you take your pants off?
Yeah, when I'm naked, it still looks like I'm kind of wearing a belt.
Always?
Yeah, like it's
Nah,
just
get
dark
that
around
checked.
there.
Yeah, that's bad. That's because you're wearing fucking bullshit.
Well, dude, and that's why I got the horsehair scrub brush, is because I got to scrub. I'm always scrubbing because I'm like, what the hell is this? What's going on here?
No,
but it's just dark from all the rubbing.
I think you're oversharing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
God damn.
Who would you fuck?
I don't know. Somebody who's interested.
First person who says yes.
First person. Anybody that's like,
I
yes.
think Donald Trump is the best answer because I want to know what it looks like. Like, what does Donald Trump wear to bed? What does he use in the shower? He's such a weird guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is he like? What is he doing moment to moment?
He probably pulls off his whole like face, and sets it on a stand.
Yeah, pulls off his head,
like with the hair and.
Well, what kind of shampoo does he use?
He's probably a Pantene Pro V kind of guy. He's got nice hair. I mean, if it's hair.
He does not have nice hair.
I think he's got pretty flowing.
His hair is hanging on
nice.
for dear life.
It is hanging on, but the hair that's there is not bad. It looks very nice.
I'd love to watch Donald Trump shower.
Now we're on board. Now we're cooking. Dude,
in a very non-sexual way.
Dude, I used to do showering training for this autistic guy. He was like 23. He was like 6'5", and
yeah, big dick.
Yeah,
Did you ever tell him like, nice piece there, pal?
Yeah, and he would ask me for pieces of dehydrated mango as a reward for showering correctly and washing. I'm not making fun of the guy, but it is funny.
He would request that.
Yeah, because he would say Kevin want mango. Kevin want mango.
His name was Kevin too.
No, my name. But he knew he was getting my attention, and but yeah, but with Donald Trump, you could be like, all right, left arm, 20 seconds, come on.
No, I wouldn't even want to say anything.
arm.
I would want to sit there
with a sketch pad or like a notebook.
Yeah, notebook, my phone. Probably just text people about it while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I can't believe he's washing. He never washed his ass.
I'm just so curious about his moment-to-moment existence. Or really anybody in that kind of position at all.
I'll let you watch me shower.
No, but even like Obama or like I don't really care about Joe Biden. He's
What about
fucking
me? You
brain
don't want
dead.
to watch me shower, Bruce?
No, I can guess enough with you.
It's pretty quick.
But it's like with someone like that, it's like, what does it look like? Like, what are the products that what does he have? What's his? I would like to stay the night at Trump's place.
I feel like
I'd share. Would you share a bed with him as a sweepstakes? Like you guys you kick it for 24 straight hours. You guys like split a bed
Yeah,
in a
probably.
very platonic way. You put a pillow wall in between.
I wouldn't do that. It'd be insulting. You know, I wouldn't want to insult the man.
You guys imagine you get to have a slumber party with Donald Trump.
That
Put
would
all
rule.
politics aside and you just get to have a slumber party with Donald Trump.
Just
I
the
would sign
man.
up for that.
Be like, can we play? You want to play Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, imagine he loves Grand Theft Auto.
It's the greatest game.
Greatest game. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. It can work in your real life too. You go have sex with the prostitute, and then you beat her up. Take the money back.
Now you got the money, and you
Take the money back.
You get to have sex.
Yeah.
Not the greatest sex, but it's free. You get the money.
You don't really see the car rocks back and forth, but you know what's going on.
Dude, I would play. I guarantee if you had a slumber party with Trump, if you really wanted to like impress him or whatever, you would do that thing on
Shit,
on
I'm sorry.
Red Dead Redemption.
Can you
where
time mark this? Sorry, I don't know what we're talking about. I got a call from the industry.
I got a call from Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby. Like, Bruce, I want you to open for me.
Bruce, look, when you submit to the Johnny Carson show,
Would you open for Bill Cosby?
I mean, this is a good question.
Oh wait, we were talking about how we'd want to have a sleepover with Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, and you asked me and I said anybody who was willing.
Yeah, but no, the last thing we were
right.
talking about was the sleepover with Trump, which would be fucking so sick. It'd be so
Yeah.
fun.
No, well, you'd get him on Red Dead. You play Red Dead, and then you go to the women's right activists where you can, lasso her and feed her to a crocodile.
That's good stuff.
I love this game.
If you imagine just chilling with Trump,
You
and
don't have to do it. You don't have to feed her to the crocodile. but
being
I
able to
prefer-
show him Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto and like
Yeah.
how I play MLB The Show.
You're wasting so much time playing this game.
You're hitting a lot of home runs. You're really good at this. That would be part of the sweepstakes. Is there would have to be a mutual agreement that we get to do a lot of stuff that he wants to do, but
Yeah.
then that I also get a lot of stuff that I want to do.
You're just eating saltwater taffy with,
Yeah.
with Donald
There's-
Trump playing Red Dead.
Yeah, that would be so. Yeah,
that
we're-
would be sick.
be so. We're eating just tiny Butterfinger candies.
It would be an interesting podcast. It would just be called humanizing tyrants or like
Yeah.
whatever. I don't want to call them whatever. And you get like Kim Jong Un,
Him
and-
watching you play Red Dead through a
Yeah,
translator.
yeah, exactly. dude.
Because if you could, man, the idea of having a sleepover with Donald Trump is so sick. Now that I think about it,
It would be
It'd
cool
be
to
so
have
fun.
a sleepover with a bunch of world leaders, controversial world leaders. Putin, have a pajama party with Putin.
Yeah, it's pajama party.
Pajama
like that
party
girl,
with-
that girl Bobby Altoff who does the podcast where she's like, yeah, so like, okay, you know that blonde girl, you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about. She's very boring, but that's the whole thing. But she does interviews with like Drake, and it's just very boring. It's kind of the whole bit, but it's like that, but with Putin and Trump and everybody.
yeah. No, I'd like to get a PJ party with the
See,
big
but
dogs.
Biden would be boring because he's so old. He would just fall asleep. He's
Yeah.
so dead. Like it would just be like hanging out at your old like grandma's.
You got any more of those Werther's originals?
What is it?
Well, it's serious stuff here.
We'd go down there, and we would, yeah.
Dude, Biden, I mean, like, he's so, I don't know. He's so boring.
He's not. He will absolutely not win.
No, especially with this new Israel shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
there's
out.
no way.
I'm
yeah,
way out.
A lot of people are. But I think this is just
I'm
gonna
out
be-
already because he's too old. It's
too old.
irresponsible. But I mean, I don't want to get too deep into this, but it's classic DNC shit. Classic DNC shit. They're gonna fucking go against the wishes of all their voters and then be like, "You guys fucked us again."
Yeah. Yeah, and
Is there
they're
a kid's school or something?
I don't know, probably not. I doubt it. It's probably fine. I get calls from my kids' school every day, and it's just voice recorded messages.
Like-
Hello, parents and teachers. And
There
families
is
and
school
students."
tomorrow.
Dude, a lot of them is. No, the ones that fucking piss me off more than anything. I will get alerts saying, hello, Verdugo, whatever, like the...
You shouldn't say what.
I know, whatever. Hello, teacher, family and students. we are in a lockdown because of a threat outside of the school. We'll keep you informed. And then I never get a second call. And so then I'll call my boy and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? Or he's like, there's a guy with a gun outside. I'm just like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah, I think he just had a gun. I don't think he was going to do anything with it, but he had a gun. Dude, the amount of times my kids have told me that there was just a gun around.
There is always a gun around. Dude, yesterday.
Fucking wild.
Flew back from Portland yesterday. Then last night, a crazy person ran into the airport with a gun, got a couple shots off.
Really?
Swear to God.
When you were there?
No. I flew back yesterday around, my flight left around noon. This was last night.
Last night.
Person came in there with a gun. A lady.
Wow.
It's a progressive city.
Breaking down the patriarchy.
Everybody's allowed.
It's really shooting through that glass ceiling.
Yeah. That's what I would have done. She would have started shooting. I would have screamed like, "Girls aren't allowed to do mass shooting."
Yeah, get in the kitchen. That's what I would
imagine. You're the guy that's
make me a pot roast.
You get shot at a mass shooting because it's a girl, and you're like, "Yeah, well, girls aren't allowed to do mass shooting."
Dumb bitch only shot me in the leg anyway.
So you get a call.
Come on, you
bleeding out through your artery. You're like, "Oh yeah."
By the way,
nice.
When I go back through and edit this podcast, there's been a number of times where I'll say something that's a joke, but you won't laugh, and then I'm just like, I guess
I just miss it.
I'm a piece of shit.
I'm thinking about how to fucking keep the conversation going.
Well, you don't need to worry
pierce
about
your
it.
Dog's ear.
Absolutely, I do it all the time.
Just put one hoop earring.
You know what you do?
One little tiny ring.
You have to use your teeth. Use your canine teeth, and you just bite down.
Put tagging them like a pig.
I
or a
used to-
septum piercing would be cool.
I would always bite my dog's ear when they were being ornery, like when I was a kid or whatever. Like that was, I don't know, it was like a thing I would do if we were wrestling and they would start growling. I grab them and bite their ear or whatever.
All right. So here's a role playing scenario.
Yes.
Right now, you get a call from somebody, and they say, "Kevin, this is blank blank from blank blank entertainment." We're like, "Oh, blank blank, I heard a lot about you."
Big fan.
And they say, "We have a comedian who's going out on tour and is looking for an opener."
Mm-hmm.
And it maybe some people would call him a controversial comedian.
Yeah.
And you go, "Okay, who is it?" And they go, "Well, we don't want to say yet because the tour isn't finalized." But then you're like, "Well, just tell me, come on."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well,
Bruce Gray.
It's Bill Cosby."
Yeah, yeah.
And they say it's gonna be this. It's gonna be 20 shows. It's $4,000 a show
God.
in a theater.
I see.
But it's gonna be very well documented on social media
Yeah, of course.
who it is, and there probably is gonna be a good amount of pushback on this.
Yeah.
What do you say? In the moment, first thing you say, you go, "Ooh."
Yeah, I would go shpoobada-bap, wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, so I've
You'd have to hit him immediately with a let me think about that.
absolutely. I
Let me talk this over.
because these type of scenarios, there's a funny way to put it, and there's a real, like my real answer. I don't know what my real answer. Like I really have thought about like something like that. Like let's make it $1 million a show, because that's really what we're talking about here. Like you could potentially making money doing what you love, opening for a man who's raped over 80 women.
Numbers are up there.
They're way up there. I mean,
Single season record.
I would have to. Here's what I would do. I would immediately begin recording the conversation. And then I would be like, no, he's a bad guy, and I am not interested. And then I would turn to camera and I'd be like, please book me. Somebody give me something. Look what I'm turning down here. I just turned out $1 million because I'm a great guy.
Yeah.
I would have to. I think the only way you could do it, that story would have to be public, that you turned it down. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like I'm really trying to think about this, because if you turn down that amount of money to do what you enjoy in front of that many people, because they're asking you to do it for like, it might as well be Charlie Manson at that point. Like, it doesn't matter. Everything he has done is completely negated by, what is out there. But you would have
all of Charlie Manson's music is totally negated.
It's too bad.
Pick up your game, girl.
Is that one of?
That's a song. Yeah.
I love that you know one of his songs.
I know a lot about Charlie Manson.
I do too. I know.
The issue, he wasn't a bad musician. His issue is that he was in jail all the time growing up, so his music was about a decade behind.
Oh, really?
That's my theory.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, and all the murdering.
I mean, even before the murder, he murdered because he murdered because he was MK Ultra.
No, well, before
part of,
that,
part of the murdering was the things leading up to the murdering was that he was mad about his music career not taking off. That's why he went to the Sharon Tate's house, because Terry Melcher used to live there. Terry Melcher was the guy who produced the Beach Boys.
See, now you're on the talking points of the Helter Skelter book, which has been debunked by the book Chaos, which was written many years later.
I told you about Chaos.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Did you read it? You did?
But that's not debunked. It is debunked that he went there looking for the Terry Melcher thing. And
That's debunked because Terry Melcher. Yes, because Terry Melcher visited him after that happened and was not killed, and that is documented. Like that's in the Chaos book. He talks about that. But in Helter Skelter, the first book that was written about Manson,
Helter Skelter's bullshit.
It is bullshit. It basically follows the exact lines of what the police report said.
Yeah, but so he initially goes to that house. He went to the Tate house because he thought that was where Terry Melcher was. And then he realized that it was just like famous people.
Yeah.
He didn't even really know who they were because he's a psycho. He just was like, oh, they're beautiful Hollywood people.
Yes.
And so then he sent him back over there. Was like, that just go spook some shit around.
But yeah, this conversation has gotten so convoluted. We've gone down too many
we're back
rabbit
on the
holes.
Bill Cosby thing.
But the Bill Cosby thing. No, so yeah, please, and I would encourage anybody, regardless of your interest level or whatever, that book Chaos is
That's great.
Amazing because I enjoy it because the author is so personally convicted by telling truth that has facts behind it. Like a lot of the book is him going, I heard about this, I keep hearing about this, I can't prove it, so I can't say it.
Yeah. And
then he goes into what he can say. But well, so Bill Cosby, so what would you do?
You know, I'd have to say no.
You have to say no.
You have to say no. And it's based on the correct thing is to say no because he's a bad guy. And I've had a few things where it's not as lucrative as that, but I've had a few chances to like things like that I've been like, I don't want to be around that person. They're a bad person. I think they're a bad guy.
Now let's redo
so,
this.
But then you have to say that. And then you also, it's probably 75-25 where it's 75% that, and then 25% it's just not worth the headache.
It's not because that's going to follow you for your entire life. Yeah. But
there's a lot of things like that just aren't worth it.
If you could Hannibal Buress it into a thing where you turn it down and you publicize it, which is so gross, but at the same time, it's like you'd have to figure out some way to make this known that you turned it down. Because as gross as that is to like basically, what do you call that when you're just saying, you're showing everybody what a great guy you are? Virtue signaling.
Virtue signaling, aggrandize.
But you'd have to do something. You know, there'd have to be some sort of positive payoff other than just being able to sleep at night. Okay, same question, except for this time, instead of his people calling you, Chris D'Elia hits you up.
No.
Immediately and goes, hey, look, I'm a big fan of you, Bruce.
I'd say no. I would have a much easier time saying no to Chris D'Elia because I think he's a piece of shit.
Beyond the accusations.
No, I would just have, it would be an immediate no where the Cosby thing would be like, Jesus Christ. Be like, whoa. Be like, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Where the Chris D'Elia thing, if I picked up my phone right now and it was like, hey man, it's Chris D'Elia, I'd go, oh man, you're a fucking dirtbag. And I would hang up immediately.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. See, I do all the shows with D'Elia because I could finally do my big water spitting bits that I've been working on that I've got no place to use.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a lot of big whale impressions, fountains. I do an impression of a fountain that's pretty good, and his audience loves that.
His
stuff.
crowd, it would be perfect for your comedy.
Lots of young girls.
Chris D'Elia could suck my dick.
Yeah,
Bill Cosby could also suck my dick.
Well, one of our listeners loves Chris D'Elia, and
is that true?
Yeah. I wouldn't say he loves him, but it's definitely been. We've had a conversation about it where it's like I'm like, hey, you know, and he's like, oh, you know, it's a hard thing. It's a hard pill to swallow for people that really like him. Because,
I don't think it's that hard of a pill to swallow.
Well, I mean, it's not for me because I never liked him. But there are definitely people out there that are still.
Yeah, well, it's like if you can't swallow that pill, you've got other issues.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Man, I got 2 missed calls now. This is now.
Damn, this is some kind of call podcast.
I don't know what's going on here.
All right, we
well,
can wrap this up.
Yeah, let's move. Let's close this out with something fluffy and light. You know, something nice and
What's
easy.
fluffy? What's light? Kick me,
Soupy.
dog.
Hey, everybody, leave a comment. Say something about Soupy the dog. Any guest? So we haven't had any guests on. This is now episode number 2 without a guest. What's going on? Are we going to get some more guests? I blame you. I have a bunch of guests lined up, and Bruce says no.
No, I think it's literally just been bad scheduling. I've been out of town. I've been out of town.
Yeah, we'll get more guests on here, folks. We definitely have a lot of connections with some people that you would want to see.
Bill Cosby, Crystalia.
Bill Cosby, Crystalia. We're gonna put it to the test.
Yeah.
Will Bruce still be a good guy when the money's right there? On the next episode of Funny for Nothing. But yeah, I think it'll be a good. Jesus Christ, Bruce. He picks up his.
Picks up my phone and it's a video of a stripper mashing their ass into somebody's face.
Yeah. But yeah, send us an email to funnyfornothingpod@gmail.com. Let us know what guests you want to see, what type of people you want to see on here. I think we could literally have anybody. It doesn't have to be from the comedy world or anything. But
Mr. Beast.
Dude, if we could get Mr. Beast on here, that'd be huge.
Suck his dick.
Yeah, he would be so upset with us, though. He'd be upset.
I don't even want to talk to Mr. Beast. I just want him to give me a bunch of money. That's how fucked up the world is that part of me, whenever I'm like really not feeling good monetarily, I have this idea that if I'm going to get approached by somebody at a store or like somewhere and they're going to give me $10,000.
Yeah.
That's always in the back of my mind.
Yeah,
It's not even a big deal because I'm going to bump into somebody who's going to give me $10,000.
Yeah, I want to find somebody that's just going to be like, holy shit, we finally found you. I've listened to all, 2,300 hours of podcasts you've done, and I got to say, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We've got a contract here for you to sign. We'd love to.
See, I don't want a contract. I want to be given $10,000 cash inside of a Walmart.
10,000 is nice, but it's not life-changing,
For the moment, in the moment,
2.3 million or nothing at all. That's what I'll tell Mr. Beast.
Shit, dude.
I go, look, give me the big
Keep
money.
your 10,000. You
Yeah.
fucking weirdo.
Yeah, put it in a Roth
I'd be
IRA.
like, is there a Mrs. Beast? All right, I love you guys. Goodbye.
Well, hold on.
What? We're done.
Write a review, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much. Again, send us emails. Let us know who'd you like to see on the podcast. And leave us a 5-star review if you haven't already. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys. We hope you enjoy this type of just a random conversation that we have about who'd we fuck. What would you do if Bill Cosby or Crystalia called? This is the type of stuff we think that you guys want. And we may be way off, but I know you're all sitting there just waiting to jack off for a nip slip by Bruce or something.
It's always possible, folks.
It's possible. Go over to YouTube and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.